Scott Tiffany with MinnesotaHockeyMagazine.com. I'm here with two legendary MIAC coaches, Terry Skrypek and Don Roberts. We're here mainly to promote the MIAC game. And we know that it's the best kept secret, but I think a lot of the audience out there doesn't know that. I'd like to get it in your words. What does the MIAC mean?
Well, it means it keeps athletics in perspective, you know, and I think this is very, very important now. The kids are #1 academics, and then with a sound program, you know, where it isn't out of sight, and you got the opportunity to play. That's a big thing. And the kids all out there, they're not going to be playing for the Rangers or anybody right away, but they're probably going to be in better shape, you know, for a job in this world today than playing in the pro hockey.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a real student athlete.
Yeah.
Donnie and I have talked about a number of times that the guys have to go to school and they have to go to class and they have to study. It's not like, for example, that hockey just encompasses their whole life. There's more to it than that. They really are student athletes. And I know he had problems and I had problems. We had problems with athletes where they'd miss practice because they had to be at class. And they never skipped class to go to practice. So it was, you know, it provides opportunities for kids later on, like Donnie said.
So, Don, how long were you at Gustavus?
I don't remember. It's too many years. I don't know. I started, well, I came back to Gustavus in 1959 out of the Marine Corps, and I've been there ever since. So I coached football, wrestling, baseball, then I got involved in hockey by a mistake, and I was going to be a basketball coach. So I found out that when I had practice, I used basketball drills, and the kids thought I was a genius. Geez, I did new kind of plays, but it's really the same game. Basketball and hockey are the same game. Your breakouts are the same, you know, 5-on-5, you know, 2-point men, and, you know, a center and 2 forwards. So it's actually the same darn game, so it wasn't hard for me to understand it. So that was a plus for me.
So before you, as far as your knowledge of the game of hockey before you became the coach, did you ever play the game or? No.
I played just on our river back in Appleton, Minnesota, with a beer can and the sticks, and that's where we played hockey.
Okay, like
I was a basketball player, and a football player, and a baseball player, but we didn't have hockey then. But we skated, too. And I had a pair of figure skates. So, my alumni gave me a trophy one time, and it says clamp-on skates, you know, that you clamp onto your shoes. I got that. That was my skates.
Terry, you played a little bit.
Well, yeah, I played high school hockey.
Good, and he would have been at Gustavus, but then he chose to go to St. Thomas. I thought I had him all.
Well, yeah, I played at St. Mary's.
You ended up coaching at St. Thomas.
Yeah, and I coached at St. Thomas, right? And I got to play against this guy, and don't let him fool you. You know, one thing about Donnie, everybody says, well, Donnie never really played, but you know what? He was a student of the game and learned, and besides that, he's a great communicator. And his players, his teams were always well coached. Whenever we played them, I mean, you knew what Gustavus was going to do, but they're well coached and disciplined, and they played a great style. So. You know, he was smarter beyond his years here. He knew what he was doing. Don't let him fool you. So.
Now, Terry, you also coached at Hill Murray for a while.
Right, I was there for 17 years, and at St. Thomas for 23.
As far as so 40 years of coaching.
Right.
And as far as at Hill Murray, you had a lot of success.
Right. We had a lot. Well, I was very fortunate. I had a lot of great players come through there. And, you know, what happens is, and Donnie will tell you this too, that winning breeds winning. I mean, and it just attracted a lot of great hockey players that wanted to go to a school that won. And we won a lot of games, and it was a lot of fun every year. You know, he had talented kids to work with, and they made it great. You know, and even him now, when he was recruiting for Gustavus, a lot of guys wanted to go to Gustavus because they had a great program, and they won. I don't know how many championships. I always wanted to beat his record. I don't know if I ever beat it or not in terms of MIAC title. I think we tied. I don't know. It was close. I think we tied. Well, we didn't. We can say we tied.
There were a few. Do you know about how many titles?
I don't really know how many we had.
It's more than one.
I think we had 7 in a row at one time, and I think you did too. In 7 years.
Well, the MIAC is a great secret, and if you haven't gone out to a MIAC game, you're missing some great hockey with some great student athletes. Scott Tiffany with Minnesota Hockey Magazine, I thank these guys a lot for joining us today, and join us next time.